Hey YouTube, hey everyone, welcome. I'm honored and excited to be here with all of you, to join you today, to teach you more about fertility, about hopefully your fertility, and what you can be doing to improve your fertility right now. So I know I joined a little bit early, but I typically do that because I want to make sure that everything is working and because I want to say hello to all of you. So as I'm here and as you are here, I want you all first and foremost to start off by saying hello. Let me know where you're joining from because I always love to know where in the world you are. And tell me what you're looking forward to learning today. So I'm going to give you all a little moment, but I see a bunch of hellos and so forth checking in, so I appreciate that. Hello to everybody. Just some standard housekeeping here for all of you, and I see even someone already posted a question, I think. Just some standard housekeeping items for all of you is we have a jam-packed presentation and training for all of you. Before I get into that, I just love seeing where everybody's: South Africa, Jamaica, Italy, Los Angeles, NYC, the Philippines. Yeah, it's awesome. So many people from all over the world. This is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So yes, I've got a jam-packed presentation for all of you. I'm just looking down on my other screen to make sure everything's working. And I joined just to make sure that everything is functioning right and that we are all on the same page, which it is. We are good to go, which is fantastic. So this presentation is going to be filled with tons of useful, practical information. But it's only going to be useful and practical if you are ready to receive it. And one of my rules for being ready to receive this information is that you have to let go of any preconceived ideas and notions about what you think your issues are, what you think the right path is, what you've been told you need to do. I want you to open up your mind, your brain, to new possibilities, to new potentials, to what is available to you now, because you are here with me today. So that is rule number one. And I'm doing some of these because I joined a little bit early, but I promise I will not start that presentation until we get at least to 1 o'clock, if not beyond, because I want to give everybody a chance to join in. So it's important that we are ready to receive this information, because what I'm going to teach you is new, at least new for most of you. And sometimes when we receive new information, we're not ready to receive it. And so we don't receive it honestly. And I want to make sure that you all are ready to take in this information, to digest it, and be ready to move forward. I see all these hellos: the UK, Greece, Slovakia. Really, we are reaching so many people from all over the world. And I love, love, love knowing that we are far-reaching all over the world and impacting all of you wherever you are on your fertility journeys. Because that is my mission. My mission is to educate and inform all of you about the potential of what is possible, so that you maintain your hope. From that sign right there, you maintain your hope and hopefully achieve the results that you deserve to achieve. We've got France, South Africa again. This is just beautiful. Now, I know some of you may be posting some questions, and I want to let you all know that I am going to be taking questions for sure, but those questions are going to be answered at the end of the presentation. UAE, someone from the UAE, this is great. Trinidad and Tobago. So you can post your questions now, but please know that I'm going to be answering those questions at the end. So my suggestion, if you want to make sure that I can see it clearly and can get to that, is that you post that when I'm ready for it. So this is going to be what we're going to do. We're going to start off with a presentation in just a moment. I'm going to share my screen so that I can share my presentation with all of you. And I'm going to dive in to this much needed information. Okay. And then at the end of the presentation, for those of you who stick with me till the end, because that's the only way I can answer your questions is if you stick with me, then I'm going to stick around and answer your questions as well. Okay. And a couple of housekeeping things. I mentioned one of them before is that you've got to open up your mind and be ready to receive this new information. Because if we have preconceived ideas and notions, we're not going to be open to receiving this new information. So that's rule number 1. 2, go grab yourself, if you don't already have, some water. And number 3, grab yourself a pen and paper so you can take some notes. But don't worry too much, because we are going to be sending you an email at the end of the presentation with any links and resources that I mentioned in the presentation. You're going to get an email with that, but you're only going to get an email with that if you registered for this presentation. So if you were already registered, then yes, you will get a message, an email from me afterwards with the links and resources that you need. All right, so now I want to dive in. Hello to everyone who's just joining. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm honored that you're here with me and taking time out of your day to learn more about your fertility and the potential that you have to achieve a healthy pregnancy. So let me go ahead and share my screen. It's going to take me just a moment. Beautiful. And now I got to do this over here. Perfect. Now, just so you know, I cannot see your questions, okay? And because I can't see your questions, it doesn't mean that I'm not paying attention to them. I have an assistant working with me on the back end. She's watching and monitoring the chat box, so she's going to be chatting in and giving you any links and resources that you need, but I cannot read it because I'm focusing on the presentation, okay? So today we are talking about fertility anti-aging. That's exactly why you are here today, right? Okay. So what is fertility anti-aging, and can we really control aging when we talk about fertility? The short answer is yes, we can control it. And what is fertility anti-aging? Well, it is your body reversing the aging process of your cells, and specifically trying to reverse or slow down or stop the aging process of the cells within your ovaries that make up the cells of your eggs. And that takes time, that takes effort, and most importantly, it takes the right plan to get you those results. I bet this is what you want to learn today. I bet you came here wanting to know what supplement I can take or you can take to improve your egg quality. What's that magic supplement? I also bet that you came here, what should I be eating to be super fertile, right? Eat this, don't eat that, and boom, magically you're pregnant. Or what exercise should I be doing to be more fertile than I was when I was 22? Or anything else I can do at home, like massage or meditation. I know, because that's what people normally ask me. So we can be focused on improving egg quality, ignoring what your body is telling you, the signals that it's giving you, and believing that your age and your egg quality are the only issues that need to be dealt with. Or you could focus on finding the root cause, treating your body as a whole, and improving egg quality as a consequence or result of improving your health. You have a choice today. I pretty much know that most of you have been focusing on that first statement, right? Focusing on improving egg quality, regardless if you've been told that that's the issue or not. But today you now have a choice. You're at a crossroads, and you can make a decision to either continue down that path of focusing solely on egg quality, or making a change and focusing on the root issues that are causing your difficulties. Settle in, stick around. If you are willing to get to the root cause of what's not letting you get pregnant, I want to make sure you stick around, and you are doing everything possible but still not seeing results. You know you are going to be a mom, and you are not ready to quit, and you know you need support, and you are ready to trust me to help you. That's who I want to stick around. But this presentation, this training might not be for you if you're still looking for that magic pill to help you get pregnant tomorrow, because I'm here to tell you it does not exist. Okay. You are not willing to listen to take my advice, considering that I've been helping couples get pregnant for over 19 years. And you get mad at me when I give you 45 minutes or more, because I think this is going to be more of my valuable information and time that has helped hundreds of my patients and couples become pregnant, and then complain when I make you an offer for an exclusive opportunity to work with me and my team one-on-one. So I know, as I mentioned before, all of you want your questions answered, and we will get that. But before we dive into tactics, here's a little history on what qualifies me to deliver this fertility changing information to all of you. I started my career as a fertility specialist back in 2003, but really I was working on it well before that. And I wasn't interested in fertility at the time, as I personally was focused on digestive issues, because that's where my personal issues, my personal health issues were. But life took me in a different way, and I'm always one to listen to the paths that present themselves in front of me, especially when they are screaming at me. And so during my medical training, one of my brothers and his wife were trying to get pregnant, and I did help them. And then at the same time, my first patient who I ever helped, who had PCOS, I also helped become a parent. She was able to have children. And so this really changed my life, because as much as I helped impact both of their lives, the reality is they impacted me so much more, because they've allowed me to help all of you and all of those couples I've helped previously. And if it wasn't for them, I would not be doing what I'm doing today. And on top of it, because of my family, I've got my 2 boys and my wife, and I do what I do for them and for you. So helping my brother become the father of his twins, that's right, he had twins, and helping my patient become the mom of her little baby Faith opened up my eyes to my true mission in life. Fast forward 19 years, I now have helped thousands of women be moms in my San Diego clinics, as you can see here with this little picture over there of all the baby pictures over there on the wall. Or like them, who are members of my online coaching program, these 2 women right here, Donna and Christine, who I've helped. But I don't do it alone. I've got a team, an amazing team that helps me behind the scenes that most of you don't ever interact with. And actually, the only one you're primarily going to interact with on this screen right here is Lonika right here, because she helps me coach all of you in my online training program. Me and my team of natural fertility experts help couples all over the world get pregnant with our fertility programs. And I am on a mission to educate couples all over the world with my weekly Fertility TV episodes. My YouTube channel, Fertility TV, was created to communicate with the clinic patients as a way to answer their questions and not always have to repeat myself. So I started creating these videos. And now, fast forward all these years, I have well over 200,000 subscribers, and I impact all of you all over the world. And with those first videos, I started getting emails from many couples all over the world wanting me to coach them. And that's how my Hope Fertility program was born, as a way for me to help as many people as possible reach their dream of becoming a parent and having children. So I am committed 100% to being your fertility detective. Are you ready to commit to, so that you can be the next one that I'm sending a nice message to? I want to hear from all of you. Sorry for my for my throat. This is another testimonial right here, which I've shared in the past, and another one here right from one of the from my private group from my Hope coaching program. Another one right here. We have all of these success stories, but I want to know, are you ready to be a mom? In the chat box, type ready, and that's how I'm going to know that you are ready to receive this information. By following the advice in this training, imagine where you could be in 1 year. You could be my next hope story, inspiring others, sharing your fertility journey, holding a beautiful baby of your own. So let's see who is commenting here. Let's see. Let's see. Ready. I got the first one from Emily and now Suzanne. Perfect. We are ready to move on. Let's rock and roll, everybody. So step one, first and foremost, understanding that there is no magic pill, but you already knew that, or at least I hope you did, because you are here with me today. Before I move on to step number two, I just want to make sure that you understand step number one, okay? We need to know from all of you, or I need you to know, excuse me, that there is absolutely no magic pill. It just does not exist. If it did, you would have taken it already. I know, because you would have heard about it and you wouldn't need somebody like me, right? I know some of you have also been made to believe that maybe Clomid is that magic pill, or Femara is that magic pill, or whatever that magic pill you've been told might be. It's not. It doesn't exist. There is no magic pill. But I'm going to teach you today the steps to figure out what you can do to create your own magic protocol and plan to get you the results that you want out of that magic pill. So stop focusing only on egg quality and think about this as fertility anti-aging. I want to explain a little bit more about this, right? Egg quality might not be the reason why you're not getting pregnant. Improving egg quality is not the only solution. It's not the answer to every condition. Just because you are 35 and older does not mean your problem is egg quality. I see this over and over and over again, regardless of what your age is. And I don't want to discount the fact that we can take a little something to just help egg quality. But invariably, just because you're 35 and older doesn't mean that the reason you're not getting pregnant is egg quality. There are a myriad of other causes potentially that we need to figure out. And if in that investigation we do figure out that it is egg quality, great, we'll address it. But it's not always egg quality, and I want us to get away from that thought. So for example, actually last week, I did have a consultation with one of the women in my Hope group. She's 41, so automatically someone would think that it's egg quality. She joined the program thinking all we needed to do, all in air quotes, needed to do was improve her egg quality. But that's not the case. When I reviewed her lab work, I realized her egg quality was just fine. Her AMH was great. Her FSH was great. Her estrogen was great. Her hormones were just fine. It wasn't that. But she had been ignoring her digestive issues. She also had skin problems and other underlying issues going on that had been ignored because she was focusing on egg quality. For her, getting pregnant is not about taking CoQ10, although it's not going to hurt her. Fertility struggles are not always specific to egg quality. We need to find the root cause. So how do we do this? Understanding your body as a whole and creating a plan based on what you need, not on what someone's told you you need or the belief that it's always egg quality. So you're going to take all of these supplements to improve egg quality. Even if it is egg quality, like I mentioned before, which can be the case, we still need to address the underlying issues. By doing this, you address the cause. You also support egg quality, and you also support your overall health to get results faster and results that last. That's right. And by addressing the underlying cause, hopefully what we're doing as well is not just setting you up today to have a baby. We want to set you up for future pregnancies as well. And that's part of this bigger puzzle. That's exactly what happened here. So with that being said, here, you see this woman right here. Egg quality can be what's not letting you get pregnant. In her case, it was. And we need to improve your numbers like we did for her. And she was able to do that. It means looking for the pieces of your puzzle and giving your body what it needs. We're not trying to create a puzzle for everybody else or fill in the puzzle for everybody else. We want what's your puzzle so we can correct that. So this is another example. This was from June 12th, 2022. Okay, so what day are we today? We are June 20th, right? 8 days ago, this post came into my email, and this is what it read. Hi, I had my retrieval this morning. You will not believe it. They retrieved and froze all 3. I am ecstatic. 2 were M2, fully mature and ready for fertilization, and 1 was M1, still maturing. They will try to let it finish maturing when I thaw the eggs down the road. I have a great feeling about this M1 egg also. They said they also freeze M1 eggs in case the technology changes. I cannot thank you enough. I am in awe. I can't believe it took only 10 days versus 15 days previously. And I got 2 more eggs, and I'm a year older. She's 44. I will write a proper testimonial at some point. But that is the beauty of what is possible when you treat the root issue. That is exactly what we're looking for right here. Okay. So this is what your fertility anti-aging puzzle should look like. You have health here in the middle, and then around it, and these are just the main ones, because there are other circles, if you will. There are other pieces of this puzzle that also need to be associated and thought about, but we can, I chose the bigger ones, and the other ones can kind of fit into some of these as well. So if we start to look at these, we've got these: diet, stress, hormones, genetics, medications and supplements, exercise, toxins, digestion, and sleep. That's right. Now, these are the big ones that you all need to start to pay attention to and think about as you are starting to contemplate, hopefully, new perspective on your fertility journey. All fertility plans should evaluate all of these areas and many more, depending on your case. Like I mentioned, there can be others. Treat your body as a whole and stop focusing just on your eggs. Your fertility is more complex than just your reproductive system and just your uterine health, which obviously are very important, but that's not the only piece, right? If you are serious about getting pregnant, you need a plan that evaluates all of these areas. And if you feel like you have been focusing on all of this and still not seeing results, it's time for you to seek out additional help. I do want to remind you all, your body communicates each system to the other. They're not separated, okay? So we shouldn't think that when we're trying to address our fertility, we should just focus in on a reproductive system or endocrine system and everything else should be ignored. Our bodies don't work that way. So today, we're going to be covering these important areas, okay? Diet, hormones, digestion, and medications and supplements. Because I think these are probably the more realistic things that you can start to think about and hopefully make progress with on your own at home, whereas the other ones typically take a little bit more attention and focus. Now, here are some other testimonials of women in the program. Hi, Dr. Mark. I lost 7 pounds for detoxing. On Monday, I will move to the elimination diet. I want all organic now, and I'm surprised that I don't crave for coffee or sweets. This is what's possible. I've done the fertility cleanse, and I'm near the end of the elimination diet. My sugar cravings are gone, and I lost 14 pounds. We need to focus on the root, and when you do, this is what happens. Good morning, all. It has been a month, and I've completed my detox and elimination phase. Feels like a fertility win in my new path to get pregnant. We're so supportive of answering all my questions and guiding me right from joining the program. So this is what I want to see from all of you. So we're going to start with the first category, okay? The first section here, which is digestion. I'm going to talk about how digestion affects your fertility, share with you the most common tests I make the Hope members take before a consultation so I can create a personalized plan for them. And I'm going to share with you my fertility approved shopping list in a minute. That's right. That's the list that you can take to the grocery store so you have a good list to focus on for your shopping. But let's be clear. If you are already following it and not seeing results, you need to test and see what's going on. Before we go there, I don't want I don't want you to run and get them done. No, I'm sharing this information so you know other available tools that can give you valuable information. So you are not going crazy doing everything blindly. And that's why I always say test and don't guess. So we've got some 5 areas when we start talking about digestion that needs to be looked at for all of us. Inflammation, so antibiotics, food choices, allergies, toxins, stress, all of these can cause more inflammation in the body and in the digestive system, in the gut. 2, malabsorption. Are you digesting and absorbing all your vitamins and minerals and nutrients? Vitamin D, B12, magnesium, iron, the ones that are really needed for reproductive health. Immune response, your thyroid function, your immune system, inflammation, these can cause an autoimmune attack. This is something I often see, and I do believe needs to be addressed in so many women. Very, very common. And your immune system starts in the gut. I know many of you are saying, well, why are we talking about your immune system and your thyroid when we're talking about the digestive system? That's because your immune system begins in your gut. And if you're having issues in your gut, over time, you will have issues with your immune system as well. Body malfunction or function, your reproductive system shuts down, GI issues and hormones are out of balance. That's right. If you're not able to metabolize your hormones properly and excrete unnecessary hormones, they get recirculated back into the body and can throw off your hormones. And then egg quality. Do you see now how this might not be the issue? This can be a symptom, and we need to find the root cause. That's right. So egg quality issues can be an actual symptom, not the root issue of why you're not getting pregnant. One of the biggest things that I find when I start looking at digestive issues is something called candida or candida overgrowth, also known as a yeast overgrowth. Now, we all have a certain amount of yeast or candida in our bodies, and that is normal. The problem is when it overgrows and becomes too much. That's when things get out of hand. It can cause all sorts of issues. So if you Google, can candida affect fertility? You'll see that many say that it cannot, but I'm here to tell you that it can. And I see this every day with the members of my program and in my clinics. I also see how impactful it is when we address these things. So if you do have candida, you might need to work with a functional practitioner like me to help you, because it can be very tricky and difficult to address. And we need to make sure it's done right. One of the things that you can start to do at home is that you can do your own test to know if you have it. So on the left here, you see an image of a glass with saliva. That is an image of what you can be doing at home for a simple, crude saliva candida test or yeast test. Now, it's simple because basically it tells you if there's something wrong or not. If the saliva stays at the top, you're good to go. If there are strings, specks, or it sinks to the bottom, we have an issue. Now, often that issue is candida, but not all the time. It could be other bacterias. And this is where more advanced testing comes in, because not only will this advanced testing tell you what the real issues are and test each one of these areas, and so much more, by the way, but it will also tell you what you can use to address it, right? And that's really helpful so that it's a faster plan and you can get results much faster. Now, that test is what's called a gut zoomer. It's a stool test and you collect it at home. You can see that link at the bottom of the page, marksklar.com/fertility testing. That's where you can find all the resources for the test that I'm going to mention today. And remember, I'm going to be emailing you all of that as well. So don't run off to that. We're going to send that straight to you. That test is so much more valuable because it tells you where to get started. Now, you're still going to need some guidance from someone to help you along the way if that does come up positive. Additionally, There's something called the nutrigenomics test, which is a comprehensive test available to validate your specific nutritional and supplement needs based on your genetics. That's right, your SNPs. And it is evaluating that and telling you what you are predisposed to, not what you have, but what you have the potential to have if you don't address your health properly and focus on good, proper living and lifestyle. And there's also a food sensitivity test. So many people ask me about this. I do not start with this. I start with the stool test first. And then if we find something there, we would add this on, or you can do them both at the same time, but I wouldn't just do this one on its own. Again, all of this is in that resource, that link that I gave you previously. So some more testimonials. I'll just read one of them. Finishing up the 2-week detox, feeling great, ordered labs, my vitamin D levels increased and my testosterone decreased. That's exactly what we want, by the way, right? So we want to be testing and checking our labs because it tells us how we're doing. And at least we have a marker, a barometer for progress versus just how do we feel? Although that is important, by the way. The next piece of this puzzle is diet. And diet, I'm talking about it here because it goes so closely related to digestive health and gut health, because any issues there are going to impact your diet, and any changes with your diet is going to impact your gut health as well. I believe that every diet should be personalized to your needs, as you've seen in my previous plans. Keto is not for everyone. Fasting is not for everyone. Low carb is not for everyone. Okay. I am going to give you a couple guidelines, but before I do that, I want to just say, if you're following keto, fasting, low carb, paleo, whatever it is, you still have to make it your own. When you start that, you start at the basics of what that diet plan is, those recommendations, but then you have to massage it and make it more specific to your needs, because for one person, being keto one way might work. And for somebody else, you have to adjust it a different way based on your genetics and your health history. So just know, even if you're following a standard protocol, it does need to be refined for your needs. Now, this is my fertility food pyramid, okay? I didn't create the pyramid. It actually was not even designed for fertility, but I used it because I think it's a wonderful guide for how we need to look at things. The standard American diet is upside down. It's with all those grains at the bottom, which is that foundational piece, that bigger piece. And that's not what we want. That should actually be a small piece, which is why it's that little top triangle, that little pyramid piece at the top. Your foundational piece should be all these good, healthy, nutrient-filled foods. It should be grass-fed meat. It should be fermented foods. It should be bone broth. It should be lots of veggies and good meats. And then we build up from there. If I have to give you a guideline in terms of the amounts of proteins or fats or carbs that you should be eating, then my suggestion is 30% proteins, 30% carbs, and 40% fat. And I know that many of you are going to say, how am I going to get all that fat? And I heard fat was bad for you. Good fats are good for you. You can see that right. Where is it? Right here in this section right here. Good fats are good for you. And if they come from good quality sources, there's nothing wrong with them whatsoever. And women need more fat because that fat is going to feed your hormones. So be mindful of that. This is the fertility approved shopping list I mentioned before. It gives you that breakdown of what you can be shopping for in each section. And when you go to the grocery store, it makes it much easier as well. Okay. If you have health issues, whether it's low AMH, premature ovarian failure, PCOS, endometriosis, a luteal phase defect, diabetes, or any other condition that the standard balanced diet will not serve you, having any kind of fertility issue is an indication that you need something more supportive and nourishing for your body and fertility. If you eat healthy and you're still not seeing results, consider testing and further investigation. If you want to improve your egg quality, remember that the health of your eggs also starts in your gut. And here are some other conditions to consider: fatty liver, insulin resistance, leaky gut or intestinal permeability, candida and bacterial overgrowth, which we talked about, and high blood sugar. Additional tests that you can look at or use or consider for your gut if you want that. Again, all of these are on that website, marksklar.com/fertility testing. And we're going to put that resource, that link in the chat box. But additionally, we're going to be sending it to you. I would start with this going right to left. You start with the gut zoomer. That's that stool test that's going to look at your digestive health and understand how you're digesting your foods, how you're metabolizing your foods. Do you have an immune issue? Do you have leaky gut? Do you have overgrowth of bacteria or yeast? That is an amazing test. And then the toxic burden, we didn't get into it and we don't have time today, but this one will also look at what toxins are impacting your overall health and your fertility and how to address those. And toxins are a big issue that we have today. I will do a future training on that as well. And then one of my favorites is an organic acid. It tells you what your body needs to be doing now. And it looks into systems in a completely different way. All right. I understand that you're finishing up your detox. Can you tell me how you're feeling and the progress? And she responds, yes, I'm 2 weeks away. I feel great. The major thing is that my bloating is gone. She feels wonderful. And here, I'm in my second week of the initial 2-week cleanse. Is anyone else having amazing bowel movements? I know that sounds funny, but it's true. That's what we want. And then when we go into our next category, we're going to talk about hormones. This is going to sound crazy, but around 92% of you will not have had enough fertility testing done. I know you've been told you've had it all done and it all looks fine, but that's not the case for most of you. And that's not your fault. And how are you supposed to know how your hormones look if you don't have all the right tests? So many of my couples come to me complaining about the lack of access to hormone testing in a doctor's office. I have firsthand experience with this frustration. And it's not cool to be told you don't need hormone testing when you know it could provide key insights into your fertility, or someone says you don't need it because your insurance isn't going to cover it. But these are all the tests that you need to get. On cycle day 2, 3, or 4, and cycle day 1 being the first day of bleed, you need to get tested your FSH, your LH, and your estradiol. Your AMH, your prolactin, your testosterone, both free and total, your sex hormone binding globulin, and your DHEA, your DHAS to be specific. Now, all of those don't need to be done on day 2, 3, or 4, but I do prefer to have them all done together. And since FSH, LH, and estradiol do need to be done, then we group them all together. I also want your progesterone done 7 days post-ovulation. You could do it with the others, but you have to also do it later. And then we need to do more comprehensive tests. So if you haven't had your CBC, your CMP, your A1C, your vitamin D, your homocysteine, full thyroid panel, all of these things absolutely need to be done. And on top of it, a semen analysis. This cannot be ignored, and it often is. Now, in that same link that you're going to get for fertility testing, marksklar.com/fertility testing, female and male hormone panel, I've created 2 panels that you can order on your own if you want to do that blood work and find out what your labs are telling you. All of those labs are included there for each one of you. These are just some of the basics we reviewed during the one-on-one consultation in my HOPE program. Now I invite you to compare those with what you've already had done. If you have not had all these tests, I suggest you do more research and testing. This is not about improving AMH and FSH. It's about understanding all the pieces of your specific puzzle by taking a macro approach to really understand what's not letting you get pregnant. By now, do you really think that it's only egg quality? What do we need to work on? We need to work on your health. And for each one of you, that means something different. So more advanced testing that I love to run is what's called urinary hormone metabolites, also referred to as the Dutch test because it's a dried urine hormone metabolite. And we are not looking at just your primary hormones, but we're also looking at the metabolites, meaning how your body uses those hormones. That is what this beautiful test does. It does also look at your cortisol rhythm and stress response. So that test is fantastic. I love it. And I do think that you all can use that really soundly. Again, all of that is on that link that I shared before, and you will get an email from, or email on, excuse me. Now diving into supplements. I know you're all really excited now because I'm talking about supplements. And typically we're all looking for that magic pill. So we want to know which one it is. Well, I could talk a lot about supplements. In fact, I do often feel like I can talk all day about them. The main thing I want you to understand is that not all supplements are the same, and not all supplements are good for you as an individual based on your needs. That's why it's important for you to get lab work done, understand what your body needs, and take only those things that your body needs. That's why in my HOPE program, we design your supplement protocol depending on what your labs show us and your medical history shows us. So with that being said, I'm sure you want a few recommendations. And so here are my favorite ones that I do recommend that you can start taking. Now, again, just because I'm recommending them here doesn't mean that it's the right thing for you. And I just want to make that clear. You still need to make that decision for yourself. You might not need all of these, and that might be the case. So this is a great kit that you can get started if you don't have a personalized plan by me yet. Ideally, I'd like to review your case and create a personalized fertility protocol based on your lab work, especially if you're over 35 or have been trying for a year. But in the meantime, this is a good place to start. Now, you can get all this information by going to marksklar.com/fertility_supplements. Again, we're going to send this link to you in your email. If you're registered, we'll also post it in the chat box for you. So during this training, we've reviewed 4 sections, 4 of many pieces to the bigger puzzle. That's right. So low egg quality is just a symptom potentially for many of you. We need to understand what the root cause is. And now you have a few tools to get started. Here is a little motivation to help you continue moving forward. I'm so glad I joined your program. My fertility doctor in preparation for IVF asked me to start taking DHEA 25 milligrams 3 times a day. I recently got all the labs you requested done, and my DHEA is 324, which is high if you didn't know. If I hadn't joined your program, I wouldn't have known about the test and would have taken the supplement blindly. They also asked me to start taking CoQ10. Is this okay? Anyway, we go through that. DHEA, it's an example because so many of you just start taking it, never had it tested. And yes, it's a good fertility hormone and supplement, but it's a hormone. And taking a hormone can be good and bad. And if you don't need it, it can actually disrupt your cycles. I've seen all sorts of women have amenorrhea as a result of taking it and taking too much. So we need to be careful with the things that we're taking, even though sometimes we think that they're good for us. Just when I thought I wasn't ovulating, cycle day 19 and a positive LH test, I'm wondering though, am I ovulating too late? Either way, I'm so excited. Never seen a positive ovulation test. Right? She wasn't ovulating before. Oh, I just wanted to tell you some wins while in your program. I started the program ovulating cycle day 11 and 12. Last cycle, ovulated cycle day 14. I'm just going to keep it short. It's awesome. Fertility wins. We went to our second opinion fertility specialist today to get an ultrasound and see if the cyst in my right ovary has gone. It is. He also confirmed ovulation on my left side and told me that I had 11 follicles on my right and 10 on my left. This is double, big caps, what I had last time. These are the sorts of results that I want all of you to have. So I'm going to skip this so we can keep going. This is not theory, everybody. This is real experience. Until now, I only share this information with my HOPE members. At this point, I know I can make a greater impact by sharing it with more people, which is why I decided to do this training, to give you the chance to reflect on your journey. I know you feel like you have been doing everything, but all you know does not mean there is no more that can be done. Getting to the root cause to create a personalized fertility plan is the reason why our success rates are so high. We're fertility detectives, and this is what we do all day long. If you're thinking, I'm ready, where do I start? All you have to do is commit, focus, and take action, which you've already done by taking the time to be here today in my masterclass. So I just shared with you many steps to review on your fertility plan. As I'm sure you can imagine, this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to improving your health and improving your fertility. Now you're back to the same two options we started with. Do it yourself, keep focusing on that egg quality, or get an effective fertility roadmap for my specific needs based on my history and my lab work. If you're committed to having a baby and decide to work with me and my team, nothing is held back. No steps are missed. You just need to follow my lead step by step. I can't do it for you, but I can give you the plan for you to follow through with. And I'm on a mission to help you get pregnant, to remove the headaches and bad advice given by Dr. Google and give you the exact plan you need to be as fertile as you can be. And that's what our Hope Fertility program includes. Years of experience looking into your case and creating a personalized plan for you. We have been helping couples get pregnant with all different conditions from all different countries. Success stories even from those who were told that they needed IVF, that they needed donor eggs, that they were not fertile. And these are stories that I see all the time. Just like this one here, too hard for me to read. It's really small, but she had her little one. And this one, much easier for me to read. I hope you're well. Our son, Mateo, was born 3rd of November, and we are now a family of 4. I've been so lucky to have you as support throughout the journey. Firstly, with your videos on YouTube, providing me with hope and a sense of empowerment. Then with our consultations that meant so much to me. I remember you had the word hope in the background, right? On our calls before I thought hope was a weak word as believing in something not very likely to happen. But I realized it was the feeling my interactions with you provided, and this hope turned into gratefulness when my desire came true. I want to thank you for being an expert on those things and for sharing what you have learned with the world. So sweet. I loved working with her. So here's what the Hope program includes. A 60-minute private online consultation with me or one of my team members, an analysis and assessment of the lab work with me or one of my team members, personalized fertility plan for you and your partner, weekly live consulting and Q&A with me and my team, access to my videos, tutorials, and worksheets to complement the personalized fertility plan that we lay out for you, lifetime access, that's right, lifetime access to all fertility coaching, support, and materials for this and any other pregnancies in the future, lifetime access to us in our coaching. No matter where you live, from the comfort of your home and at your own time, with the exception of our calls, which are scheduled. So who is this for? Women over 35 that are serious about not wasting their fertile years, women who've been trying for over 1 year or have been diagnosed with a fertility condition or multiple miscarriages, women who are done researching and want an expert to put the dots together to finally see results, or women who are ready to get to the root cause to those normal, air quotes, results. If this sounds like you, you're invited to apply to see if you qualify for a call to enroll in my Hope Fertility program. My team has set aside time in the next 3 days to talk to you and see if we can help. The call is approximately 30 minutes, and the intention is to understand your fertility and health based on the information in your application and identify how and if we are a fit to work together inside our Hope Fertility program. We don't ever work with people on false promises and only accept applications from people whom we truly believe we can help. Want to apply? Here is how the process works. I want to walk you through this. You're going to apply using the link in this chat right now. My assistant's going to post that link, and it's marksklar.com/discovery call. You're going to fill out the form and answer the questions. There is no payment, okay? If you qualify, you'll get a link to book a discovery call with my team. Right then and there, you're going to be directed to schedule that call, okay? And again, it's 30 minutes. If you don't qualify, you're going to be directed to my other program, which can be beneficial for you. Once you select your day and time, you'll get a call from my team to review your application and decide if the whole program is for you. This is also where they will be able to answer any questions you have about what we do and how we can help you. After talking with Anna or Danielle, if you qualify, you'll be able to get started immediately. So apply now. Again, the link is marksklar.com/discovery call. We're going to post that link in the chat box. I'm going to see if it's posting. And there are a lot of people on this masterclass, and our schedule can only handle 7 calls a day. So you must apply now. If you've already had a call with my team, you don't need to apply again. Use the link they sent you via email after your call to complete your enrollment and join the program. All right. So let's review again. You get a 60-minute private call. We analyze your history and your lab work, personalized plan from us, weekly coaching calls with us, all my trainings as well, and lifetime access. And no matter where you are in the world, we're here to help you. All right. Here's what I know to be true. Many of the members of my program and all testimonials you see wouldn't be moms today without investing in a fertility coach that can look into their case and finally get answers. We all need coaches, guides. We all need people to support us at different ventures, different times of our life, and your fertility journey is no different. Trusting experts who know how to take you where you want to be is the key to the fastest and smoothest journey to motherhood. They can do it, and you can do it too. I know it. Just like all of them. Just like all of them. So let me ask you this. Where do you want to be in 1 year? Sharing your success stories like them, or watching another training to see if you can figure things out on your own? Apply now. I'd love to help you get pregnant. This is a beautiful, beautiful quote. And so I decided to end with this. I'm going to have to lean in to read it because it is a bit small. So before we get to your questions, I want to read this. Hello, everyone. I just wanted to share this Don't Quit poem that I read when I felt like conceiving was far away, or when I lost hope. Please don't quit. Last Tuesday, February 8th, I for the first time got a positive pregnancy test, and I truly couldn't have been without the help of Lonika and the fertility expert team. This wouldn't have been possible. Please don't quit, and always know there's a rainbow at the end of every storm. I can't read it. It's a beautiful Don't Quit poem. You can look it up. It's too small for my eyes, but I wanted to just share that because every time I read it, I get the chills, and I just figured it was a beautiful thing to share with all of you. All right, now it's time to answer your questions. Let me get rid of this here. All right. So let's jump into some questions. Give me 1 second to find them for all of you, and then we will get going. This is the time to post your questions about the program, about your case, anything. Post your questions now so that I can support you on them. Okay, let's see what these questions are. Someone says, please see my questions above. Okay, well, I'll do my best to find that for you. Okay, let's see here. Can you share any statistics about your program success rate? Yes, so my program success rate is anywhere from 50 to 70% success, depending on age, condition, and history. Yeah. Let's see. Do I have other questions here? Does my mother's age of menopause affect mine? I have read that women are not fertile during the 10 years before menopause. I'm 38. My mother got into menopause at 46. I don't understand this this 10-year window that you're not fertile. I've never seen that to be true. I don't know what it is. I don't know why you've heard of it. It seems very odd to me. Now, your mom's menopause age, when she went into menopause, can influence when you will go into menopause, but more importantly, your grandmother's age will influence that. How can you ovulate once you're in menopause away? Is there a way to stop it? Haven't had my cycle in 4 months. What can I do? Still trying to get pregnant naturally. So you can't, I mean, if you're fully in menopause, you're not going to ovulate. But if you are in perimenopause and you're moving in that direction, then there are a lot of ways that that can be adjusted. But the first thing that needs to happen is focusing on getting your cycles back to normal and regulating your hormones. And that comes back to testing your hormones. Yeah. Should you be taking DHEA at 38 or wait until you are 40 or older? I don't have an age. Hopefully you were listening when I said this. I don't have an age specifically around DHEA. That's not how I look at it. I look at your hormones. So this is not about testing your age to see if you should be on it. This is about testing your DHEA to see if you need it. That's how we approach it. What can I do in order to hold the next pregnancy, or what kind of test do I need to run? So if you're having recurrent loss, so miscarriages, then we do want to dive deeper into more testing. And then we want to investigate more when it comes to your immune system and blood clotting. So if your immune system's hypersensitive, it can reject the embryo. And if you're having blood clots, it can also cause a miscarriage. So these are the two main reasons we need to do more extensive testing to figure out why you're having your losses so that we know how to support you to prevent it. Have you been able to help patients with large fibroids to have successful pregnancies? So yes, I have, but depends on the size and the location. With that being said, you can have large fibroids and be outside the uterus, and they shouldn't impact your ability to get pregnant and hold a pregnancy. I've had patients with grapefruit size fibroids in the uterus, and they've been able to hold the pregnancy just fine because it's all about location and size as well. My partner has candida, but is not motivated to do much about it. Will it affect his sperm quality? I believe that it will affect his sperm quality. I also believe that it will affect you because you exchange fluids all the time. That candida lives in the fluid, and over time that can impact you and cause a candida issue for you as well, which definitely needs to be managed. So I always or typically like to support both members of the couple, both partners, when we are supporting that piece and trying to address it. Hi, Mark. Loving this. If I've already gone through almost all of this testing, and I'm taking supplements with a naturopath and have been receiving acupuncture, wondering if you can still help me. Well, I don't know that answer because I don't know what you've been doing and how you've been approaching things. My first comment is I hope that your naturopath is a specialist in reproductive health and fertility. If they're not, then that's my first red flag. And then two, sometimes we just focus on the wrong things when we're going through it as well, and we get the care that we need. So if you're seeing change both in your labs, in how you feel, and you're seeing results, there might not be a reason to change. But if you aren't seeing change or not enough change, then that might be a reason for us to have a conversation. Okay. Are payment plans an option for joining the program? Yes, we do have payment plans. Again, this is something you can discuss with my team. Hi, Mark. I'm happy to be here today. How do I reach you directly? You talk to me by talking to my team first, and that's by going to marksklar.com/discovery call so that you can apply to talk to them. Sorry, I'm just kind of keep track of it because it keeps moving. I've lost 7 pregnancies. I've recently found out that I have a blood clotting disorder and an autoimmune disorder. So this is not a question, it's a statement. But the thing I want to bring up here, is often this population is told that it's egg quality. Often it's told that the embryo wasn't good enough and that's why you lost the pregnancy. But that's not typically the case. This is often what we see, which is why we need to do tests so we know how to support that. Anything to improve AMH? Tons of things to improve AMH. But is that the issue? What's the underlying issue causing that lower AMH? Is it age because you are older and so it's a natural decline? Or is it because of some other variable? Those are things to look at. Yep. But by the way, I do have tons of videos on my YouTube channel all on this topic. I'm 35, have endometriosis, left tube is blocked and low AMH. I need advice. There's a lot there to deal with. We need to deal with inflammation. We need to for sure deal with endometriosis and the low AMH. And that low AMH might be because of the endometriosis. So there's a lot for us to work on in this. I don't have a quick answer for you because there's a lot that needs to be done, but start with the basics. And if you haven't had testing done, then get the testing done. Had an ectopic that resulted in a DNC. Since then, I've been struggling with candida. Seeing the IVF clinic on Thursday, would the program benefit me? I think so. She says I'm 43. So we see a lot of women in this category with a similar background, and we're often able to help. So I would say, I think so, but that's where talking to my team will be helpful. How is the follow-up process with your experts? We have a private group program that you can always post questions in. And typically, unless I'm on vacation, I answer those questions every day. And then 2, we have weekly group live calls where we're talking with you and answering your questions in a live call. So that is the main way that we support our members. I'm 34 and we have been trying to conceive for 3 years. I do not ovulate. Fertility drugs resulted in cysts. Cycle day 3, FSH is 11, LH is 5.7, and E2 is 95. Please advise. We need to lower the FSH and lower your E2. I do think those are contributing to your cysts. I mean, I'm not sure when you're saying please advise. Do you want to plan? I can't do that right now, but I can give you some general ideas like I just said. Thanks, Dr. Mark, for taking this time. I'm 41. I have PCOS and have irregular periods. Will this make it more of a challenge to conceive? 100%. It's not that the PCOS makes it more challenging. Actually, with PCOS, you have a good fertility prognosis ahead of you, but you're not ovulating regularly and you don't have a regular cycle. That's what makes it hard. Our first job for you is to regulate your cycles and make sure you're having regular ovulation so that you can time your cycles. The couples we work with PCOS, 80% can get pregnant, I believe, and often see upwards even of 90%. Yeah, unless you just get frustrated with time and then you might move in a different direction. Is there any hope for those of us with 2 tubes blocked? I mean, really, that hope is going to fall back on IVF. That's really the path that needs to be taken. My DHEA is 106. What does this mean? Does the HOPE program have a payment plan? So I answer that. HOPE woman does have a payment plan. 106 is within normal range, but a little bit on the low side. I do think that can be improved. It means that you may need a low dose of DHEA, but I would not give you a high dose of it. Is it still possible to get pregnant naturally at 41, even with autoimmune and digestive issues? It is, but only if we address those issues. If we don't address those issues, I think it becomes very difficult. What do you think of PRP on the uterine wall? You mean to improve your endometrium, your lining? I think it could be very helpful. I've seen it work successfully many times. I'm assuming that's your question. What can you do to help to wake up your ovaries if you were oversuppressed after taking contraceptives for IVF? 1 is time, 2 is a detox, and 3 is the right plan based on your hormones to wake those up. Excellent question, though. 3, when a woman has both autoimmune disorders and a blood clotting disorder, can she achieve a pregnancy? She can. I see this often. It just is harder and may take more time. I'm 34 with high prolactin levels, taking Dostinex. but the side effects are horrible. Been trying to conceive for 5 to 6 months. Should I continue with it? I mean, you need something for the high prolactin to regulate it. You might want to go back to your endocrinologist or OBGYN to see if they can put you on something different if that's not working for you. I'm 41. My period cycle changed. Used to menstruate 4 to 5 days. Nowadays, only 3 days. Can this change influence the egg quality? Yes. It's more of an indicator that your hormones are changing and that we need to support that as well. I've been told I don't need hormone testing if going for IVF. How does that make any sense? You're going through IVF. They base their medications off of your hormones. How does it make any sense that you don't need hormone testing if you're going through IVF? I mean, sometimes we just need to think about these things logically. There's nothing that doctor just said that makes any logical sense. I don't know why anyone would tell you you don't need hormone testing if you're going through IVF. Absolutely. I think that's even more of a reason why you need it, because you want to understand what's going on. Absolutely. I'm 44 and I have missed almost 3 months of period. What could be my issue? Well, excuse me. Hard to say, but you could be perimenopausal. What can I do in order to hold the next pregnancy, or what kind of test do I need to do? So there's a long list, so I can't go over it, because if you're having recurrent loss, I can't go over that right now. It's a long, long list of labs, but there is more testing that needs to be done. And then what your idea about ovarian PRP for rejuvenation? I think it can be helpful. It's not for everyone, and you do need to make sure you're a right fit for it. But I think it can be helpful. Amazing, 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 amazing. I want to thank you all for being with me, for taking time out of your day to be here, to be with me, to learn more about your fertility. And I want to again invite you all to join me in my Hope program if you think it's the right fit for you. To schedule a time with my team, you go to marksklar.com/discovery call to apply. Additionally, all those links that I shared in the presentation, I'm going to be sending to you if you registered for the training today. I'm honored to have you all here with me. Thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you in my program and to continue to support you over time. Wishing you all success and the best, and hopefully higher fertility. Bye, everyone. You have a wonderful, wonderful Monday and an amazing week. Bye.